Welcome to the greatest speedrun that has graced the face of planet Earth. My name is Addy, the excellent jokester behind the amazing commentary of Astrobot at Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, and today I'm submitting my live commentary of Shipwrecked 64 and any percent. But don't get too ahead of yourselves, you'll see what this game's about. Shipwrecked 64 contains scenes of violence and mature subject matters. Play with caution. What's poppin', low gang? Today, we're gonna be playing Shipwrecked 64 80% speedrun. Let's get it! Alright, now that we have this fucking obnoxious-ass intro out of the way, my name is It's Addy Official, and I have been speedrunning this game since it came out last year, and we're going to be doing Shipwrecked 64 live commentary. I'm playing the game right now. So we start off the game on a file that's already beaten the 2023 version that you can see on the left-hand side here, and we're going to go to 1997 right away. Now, essentially the premise of this game is, you know, kind of like Ben Drown, you know, like, oh, this creepy game I found at a garage sale, you know, it tells about all these deep, dark secrets. But it's an actual game. I'll explain more into it as we go. But first we're heading to our first skip, which is the tutorial skip. So we have an audio cue here. Let me hit escape. Down on the keyboard. And then we hit respawn. So this skips a whole section of him, our character Bucky that we're playing as here, the main character of the game. He's trying to tell us how to jump. And, you know, we don't need to know how to jump and everything. But essentially, we don't need to know how to jump, but what we do need to know is how to kill otters. So that's what we're gonna do. So the main point of this game is you have to kill, not really kill, but you have to kill 3 of your crewmates that you originally started your adventure with, like the actual story of the game or whatever, right? So what we're supposed to do is, in the regular game, the 2023 version, we gotta save all of them by beating their mini games, and then we leave the game. We leave the island that we're shipwrecked on. Oh my god, that's why it's called Shipwrecked 64! Because we were shipwrecked on an island! But obviously little things are different in the 1997 version. Like, you lose the game and what's this? We're in a creepy house that's showing a cutscene of some woman talking into a microphone. And, you know, I don't know what's gonna oh gosh, you know, like she just got attacked by a costume bear. So that's the actual real actor in the universe for Olive the otter. Her name is Olivia, and this whole game is based on the events that really took place at a theme park called Broadside Beach. The company that was contracted to make this game, Cogware Games, they got contracted to make this game from Broadside Entertainment, which is the people that run Broadside Beach. They're kind of like the in-universe Disney, you would say. And they got a lot of skeletons in their closet, so whenever Broadside tried to cancel on Cogware and be like, hey, I know you've been working on this game for 2 years, but like, I'm kind of not getting the vibe, you know, like it's kind of shit. The lead developer was like, I have no chill, and I'm going to put all of the shit that you accidentally gave us in a press briefing into the game and then kill myself. Just like we killed Bucky. So essentially what we did here is this is kind of like a cutscene of showing what the person that was in our Bucky costume did to the real actor that plays Olive. She got beat and then drowned. So it's kind of a little, you know, press F to pay respects here. All right, we're splitting. And now we're gonna go to layer 2. So this is like, there's these random locked doors that are all around the island when you first play this game. And it's like scrambled letters and shit, right? So what you have to do is, in order to get to layer 2, you have to kill one of the characters. So normally in layer 2, there's a ton of puzzles and everything that you have to solve. There's like audio puzzles where you have to figure out what the notes do and all of that stuff. But we're speedrunners. We already know what the puzzles are, so we don't care about that. So we just jump around off all the walls and everything, and what do you know? We're in the next area. Now we're trying to get to layer 3. We skipped all this dialogue where Bucky's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you should be playing this game correctly. I kind of don't like what we're doing here. It's kind of scaring me. But we don't really care about what he thinks, so. Now, in this part, we're in layer 3, right? And you're supposed to go through this door, and there's kind of like a locked section here. Oh, sorry, we kind of just jumped up the wall. Oh, guys, I missed it. Oops, sorry. Let's go back up the wall. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So anyways, yeah, that's our major out of bounds glitch for this game. Where we're supposed to go through a whole ton of puzzles and do a bunch of stuff and everything, and oh, we just walked out of bounds and skipped all of it. Oops, whoopsie daisy, you know, like. So, and here we are in the next section. So there's supposed to be jump scares in this section because all of these characters that we killed, and we're supposed to kill at least 2 of them, are supposed to chase us around this room while we go through all of these golden computers. We put in the code 1997 because that was the year the game was launched, the year it all went wrong. But, you know, I think I'm actually going to use this keypad on the other side of this wall to clip out of bounds here. So if we can go ahead and do that real quick, if I'm not actually dog shit at the game. All right, well, we clipped through the wall. We didn't clip upstairs, so let's try that one more time. All right, maybe another time. I swear, guys, I'm good at this game. All right, so now we're on the roof. We're not on the roof. We're about to be on the roof, though, because we're going to do some wall scaling. So let me line up. Jump, jump, forward, and then you spam jump over and over again. And look at that, we're on the roof. That's way harder than it looks, by the way. And so in this whole like 10-15 minute section, you're supposed to go through all of like the story or whatever, and then you get to this little room on the outside where you can finally, we already went through the door. So we basically just skipped like 10 minutes of stuff here, all that story and exposition or whatever, you know. Right now we're in a beta testing room. This is kind of like the story element of like, you know, this is the test demo room. That's why on my splits it's called PS1 T-Rex demo.iso, because I'm kind of quirky like that, you know. But we get into this next room. You'll see over there in the distance there's some locked bars. We need to get it over into that section, so we gotta go through the locked bars. And you know what that means? If you said keypads and puzzles, you're correct, but not for us, because we already know how to beat all those puzzles. So we're just gonna kind of skip through everything. Importantly, this puzzle has a invisible button in the wall right there. That's really hard to find on your first time playing this game. Yeah, like, we already know all the codes, so it's like, you know, like... now we're about to go to the island. And so we're on Broadside Beach. You know, it's kind of like an island in and of itself, but now we're under the island, or we're gonna see the heart of the island. Literally, we're gonna see the heart of the island. It's an actual heart. it's kind of weird. You know? Well, and we're trying to triple jump as much as possible because you get a little bit of a speed boost when you do a triple jump. Oh, and there's the heart, and there we go. We're passing all that stuff. You might see some tape recorders on the ground that we just passed. That's the lore. We don't, I don't really care about the lore all that much. We're trying to go fast. We're trying to go fast. Who cares about the lore? But there is some lore that we do have to see, and for that, we've got every speedrunner's favorite item, unskippable cutscenes. Can we give it up for unskippable cutscenes? Now this is the title screen, and you're normally supposed to be standing right here, but all the characters are kind of looking at you. It's kind of weird, you know, like what's going on? What? Windows Movie Maker.
I ran into a monster earlier today. It was right outside the park, a statue put together using chunks of wooden cloth. It looked bizarre, but then I saw it move.
He's zooming in. I'm on a camcorder too. Oh! It did move. Common Husk W. So what this character is it's Husk. It's so, you know, Broadside Beach and their little Broadside Entertainment, you know, they kind of like created living matter out of nothing, you know. This is kind of the amalgamation of all of their fucked up creations into one little thing. And it's been chasing us throughout the whole game in secret spots that we have skipped all of because we went out of bounds for half of the damn game. But we got this pulsating mass. He's gonna try to show us the secret of this game. And in order to do that, we're going back to the beach and we have to collect 10 of these wooden statues while every single character in this game chases us with bloody intention. Or do they? See, the developer, they didn't want to do this part every time they were trying to test to make sure the game worked. So they left in a dev code. So let's just put in the dev code and we're going to skip this whole section. 1, 0. You see there's 10 of them. We're just going to type in 10. Let's see if that works. Oh my god, there we go! We did it, guys! Isn't that crazy? Alright, here we are, the last cutscene. This is a phone call recording between the CEO of Broadside Entertainment, Mark, and the developer of the game, Connor. He's a real asshole, and you're gonna find out why in this cutscene.
I'm not seeing the widespread appeal you've been promising us. It's... well, to be honest with you, it's clunky. I don't know what I'm doing. The characters who you promised would have depth and life. They are just flat. I thought that's the entire point of a 3D game.
What?
Yeah.
You oversold it, Connor. That's what
He oversold it. Oh. No.
And to be frank,
who's Frank? Everybody keeps saying to be frank. Who is Frank?
it's not going to be.
I need to know.
Here's our movies, our park, anything. And I really hate to say this because I know for a fact you and your team put a lot of work into this game, but I just don't know if it's worth continuing to sink money into.
Sink money into? Mark, this is our job.
Ah, good old capitalism, am I right? Can't keep funding the project. Companies hemorrhaging money. We gotta cancel the game that's been in development for 2 years.
So, what can we do to fix it?
No. This isn't a
Well, you know, Connor doesn't seem to think that the game is canceled or he can fix the game.
Some of the greatest technology of the decade, and you're gonna
This is Super Mario 64 2. They canceled it.
I'm trying to understand where this.
I'm sorry to say, Mark, but it's true. It's not that we've made a bad game. We've all exceeded the industry standard.
What is the industry standard? Because they actually only finished one room.
Look, I'm sorry about him. He's just under a lot of...
Is it hard?
Oh, dead wife moment.
Or because you're trying to treat her instead?
So, you know what I was talking about that hard drive earlier?
Bringing her into this for?
Because I bet that's
Hold on real quick, this is a good line.
funding our 2 years worth of work.
Gotta buy her a fancy casket.
Oh, fancy casket. That's gotta be a detriment. So, you know how Broadside has a bunch of skeletons in their closet? Well, on that hard drive that Connor accidentally picked up, there's an audio tape that's talking about how the company is losing money because Mark, the CEO, is diverting funds to treat his wife with cancer. And so Connor, in his infinite wisdom, is like, oh, you know, can't keep funding our 2 years worth of work. Gotta buy your wife, who's gonna die of terminal cancer, a fancy casket. And you're like, bro, what the fuck is your problem?
Huh? Who are they gonna believe? You? You are nothing.
So anyways, Connor just tried to throw some shit at Mark.
Good luck in your
I guess,
future endeavors.
he was showing how much of an asshole he was. So the whole game was kind of like done before this cutscene. Like all the stuff on the first layer where we have to go save them and we go to the beach and happily ever after. So all of this stuff that we added on, all of the people dying and everything, that was added on after this cutscene happened in real life, after this phone call recording. So, of course, Connor decides he's just gonna put all this shit in the game and he's gonna send it to the publishers and then he's gonna kill himself. So, that's the game. Connor just, you know, he was a little too preoccupied with avenging his job with the guy who had a dead wife, and they killed a bunch of people, and they created sentient life from nothing, and yada, 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 you know, like... But anyways, that's Shipwrecked 64 any percent. I'd say probably about 20 minutes if things go bad. This was a good run. My last run I did was about 15, 16 minutes long. So I would say that this would be a good run to put into your marathon. Thank you for watching my submission video. This is it's Addy Official, twitch.tv/justaddyofficial. I post sometimes on YouTube, but not all the time. But anyways, yeah, I hope that everything goes well, and your consideration means a lot.